shared the bad news, and the King has already, of course, begun his treatment.
Hi there, this is live special King Charles III
Rajan, who's at Windsor, and Noel Phillips live in New
cancer
York with the latest
scare
on Harry. Jonathan, the King is back at Buckingham Palace, and that's where
Video
he's
UK 24.
What updates do you have this morning?
Tighten the right. Well, it's down there. This morning time on Tuesday morning on February the 6th, Tuesday morning. 24 guys.
Continue today as well with his specialist team. Now, this announcement last night shocks the world. It's making headlines around the world. I'm joined either side by colleagues and broadcasters from around the world. But we learned
but it's UK 2024.
Children, his sons William and Harry, of this cancer diagnosis. He did the same too with his brothers and also his sister. Now, in the statement, the King apologised, didn't he, for cancelling engagements, forthcoming engagements, and stepping back from public life. But we understand, though, he will carry on his official paperwork. He also wants to carry on that weekly audience with the Prime Minister. So yes, a lot of concern about his cancer diagnosis this morning, but also some positivity from the palace. It came just a day after King Charles was seen waving to crowds at Sandringham, following his first public appearance since undergoing hospital treatment for an enlarged prostate. A shock announcement from Buckingham Palace said, during the King's recent hospital procedure for benign prostate enlargement,
what a wonderful man.
Concern was noted.
Very
Subsequent diagnostic
upbeating.
tests have identified a form of cancer.
The most important thing is how transparent the palace have been about his condition, and this is a completely unprecedented approach. And
his grandfather had cancer. Well, it was like cancer. Yeah, it was cancer.
Type of cancer it is.
George the
only that it is not
6th, I think it was.
Cancer.
King George the 6th.
King Charles began treatment yesterday and has been advised by doctors to postpone public-facing duties.
Survived the operation.
That Prince William will step up as Kate continues to
lived another
recover
3 or 4 years.
surgery.
And Kate Middleton's not well at the moment.
Cancer Support Centre last week, Camilla was asked about her husband's health.
How's the boss doing?
He's getting on, doing his best, the Queen replies. The charity have also welcomed the King's decision to make his diagnosis public.
What he's done by being open about it is giving other people a place to talk about how they're feeling about their cancer diagnosis.
Doors creaking out there.
Help that they need to get
Excuse the
through
creaks in the house.
pathway themselves.
Buckingham Palace says the King remains wholly positive about his treatment and looks forward to returning to full public duty as soon as possible. Jonathan Swain, Good Morning Britain.
Thank you, Jonathan. Prince William is expected to return to royal duties this week. Our correspondent, Nithya Rajan, is in Windsor for us this morning. Nithya, William obviously picking up some of his father's engagements. How much more do you think he'll be doing?
Yes, Richard, we don't actually have the granular detail of the extra workload that William will take on for the King. What we do know is that he will return to work on Wednesday. He'll begin by hosting an investiture here at Windsor Castle, and then later on attending a fundraising gala for London Air Ambulance, which is a charity that he's a patron of. Both those activities are planned, part of his own roster of royal duties. He took time off work to be with his family, who obviously needed his care, while Kate is recovering from abdominal surgery. And
it's very
while we
concerning.
wait to see what those extra duties he will shoulder, you can understand that it will be a hugely taxing time for him, grappling with the diagnosis for his father, Kate, who's unwell, his young family, and of course also potentially a reunion with an estranged brother.
Thank you. Well, the news of King Charles' cancer diagnosis
how stressful can it get? I don't know.
Here's how that news has broken in the United States.
Tonight, the breaking news coming in from London at this hour. King Charles has cancer, suspending public duties.
Britain's King Charles III announcing he
Wow.
has cancer.
American
and
news.
is already starting treatment.
King Charles diagnosed with cancer. What we know about his treatment and plans for Prince Harry to return to the UK to be with him.
Well, let's cross over to the States and speak to our North American correspondent,
American news.
Noel Phillips, who is in New York. Very good morning to you, Noel. Well, the president is hoping to speak to him, and it seems Prince Harry is hoping to see him.
There are reports this morning, Susanna and Richard, that Prince Harry may have begun that 5,500-mile journey from Montecito in California to London, and this is significant because
Wow.
it's the first time he will have seen his father since the release of his explosive memoir, Spare. And what is also clear to us is that Harry is clearly now at the point where he's willing to turn the page in terms of relations and starting perhaps from afresh with his father. But make no mistake, we're also focusing on the relationship between him and his brother.
There's my father behind New York, so he's up early in the morning.
Over the years, Harry and William speaking publicly and at times emotionally about losing their mother, Princess Diana. So there is a potential that this dark
3 a.m. in the morning in America and USA, New York.
Together. But I understand from a source this morning that the conversations that Harry has had with his father have been very warm. And as you said, there have been reaction from prime ministers to presidents from all corners of the globe. And this was Joe Biden's reaction whilst he was on the campaign trail when he heard the news.
All right. President of America.
For King Charles? A message for King Charles.
Concerned about him, just heard his diagnosis. I'll be talking about him.
Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump described him as a wonderful man who I got to know well during my presidency.
Oh, right.
He goes on to say, we'll be praying that he has a fast and full recovery. Now, I've also had a message from a senior official in government official in Kenya, where the king visited just 4 months ago, saying we are thinking of His Majesty and wish him good health. And we saw for ourselves the
He's done quite a lot, actually, to be honest, next to his mother, Elizabeth II.
Local people, and pretty much been embraced by people in that country. And there will no doubt be a lot of concerns across the 15 Commonwealth nations where he is head of state. He was, of course, hoping to pay a visit to Canada in May, but we don't know whether that will go ahead or if indeed the Queen or any other senior royals may step in to undertake that visit.
Fine, Noel, thank you very much.
There you go, guys.
And here in London, Dr. Amir is in the studio. We've already heard several days ago that the King's openness about his treatment for prostate has probably directly saved lives, other men's lives. They will now
Certainly
come forward.
does.
We're getting quite strong straws in the wind this morning, but at some point in the near future, the King may reveal what kind of cancer he's been treated for now. Would we expect that to have the same effect?
Yes, I think high-profile people talking about their health issues does drive people to be concerned about their own symptoms that they may be having and going to seek help for it. So I think a high-profile person such as King Charles talking about sensitive issues like his prostate will drive men to go to the NHS website. We saw 1,000% increase in that when he talked about his prostate and talk about sensitive issues. As a GP, I'm always encouraging men to come and talk about their health. They can be very reluctant to do so, but seeing this and seeing that there's treatment available, I think will encourage people to come forward.
Dr. Amir, thank you so much.
There you go, guys.
Right, still to come on Good Morning.
So if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up on the side of the screen. Please subscribe to my show on Sino Gems, where the force be with you always. This is my friend's Biking Gym, about every Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. on Surrey Hills Ratio. And digital 15 ITF5 thing, Surrey Hills Ratio Station Show. And this is my friend Shane, every Friday at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. live on the Surrey Hills Radio Station every Friday on Shape of the Year's Radio Station Show. And this is my friend John on Last Show every Sunday at 9 to 12 p.m. live on the Waking Radio Station Show. I hope you like this video. Please subscribe to my show on Sino Gems and the force be with you always. And that's what the needs of the many outweigh need you. What's your video? He's smart, baby. Yes, King Charles III is ill, but he's not gone yet. It'll keep going, guys. We can give it up on King Charles III just yet. Says Camilla, his wife. He's subscribed on Sino Gems, smart, bit. Bye, everyone.